Hey guys, Flippin' Landlord Ninja here with Two Guys Take on Real Estate. Well, we're paying it forward and teaching you from our mistakes so you don't have to make the same mistakes.
Two Guys Take on Real Estate.
So today I wanted to talk about buyer inspections and what comes up after that as far as negotiations. So please stay to the end so you get all the tips and so you can make the best decisions when you're selling your house. Thanks, guys. So we're out here in Beckett, Massachusetts, where we actually just put this house under contract, and they just recently had their inspection. So this is one of the most stressful times for a seller, is you get that inspection back and there's just a long list of stuff that the seller's like, oh my God, I have to have all this done. And it's really important to not get emotional. That's one of the key things. Don't get emotional. Instead, look through the list. Pick off the stuff that is very easy for you to handle, that's going to cost you very little bit of money. So I'd really walk through their inspection report and what they're requesting and take the time to really be very diligent about understanding exactly what they're looking for. Often talking to the real estate agent will really help so that they clarify what you actually are requesting. Another tip I would say is actually if you can be there for the inspection, it helps any of the issues that generally arise with a misunderstanding. So I would definitely, if you are allowed, try to get there for the inspections. We really push it out also for one of us to actually be there present during the inspection, just for documentation perspective so that we can help push the sale along. So after you go through the list and figure out exactly what you're going to do and send that over to the other side, you're often going to get some pushback possibly on the buyer, and where there's some things that they just are non-negotiable. So out here, one of the issues that we're having is they want us to completely re-side the house, which, when we're looking at it, so there's nothing wrong. There's no leaks. I mean, some of the siding is a little deteriorated, but for the most part, it's good. But they, of course, just want a whole thing, and they went, of course, and got their own, inspector or their own professional contractor who's coming out and saying this small little ranch is going to cost, oh my God, $20,000 to do that. Well, don't get emotional, slow down and say, okay, hold on. So what we tend to do is go out and get someone, a third party to inspect the property, inspect what they're requesting. So for instance, someone else coming out here and telling us exactly what, they see as wrong with the siding, and then get, 2 or 3 quotes. And so what we've actually done so far with this property is we got a couple people out there that said they recommend, potentially re-siding, but it doesn't have to happen. So we're going to put that together. And they gave us a couple quotes. So we basically have a $8,000, a $9,000, and I think it was a $7,500 quote. So what we're going to do is take the average quotes, roughly around $8,500 or $8,250. And we're going to go back to the seller or the buyer and say, hey, so, here's some documentation from licensed contractors saying it's not that bad, but we also want to make this happen. We want to work with someone, and, we're found that, the cost really is going to be closer to $8,000 such, and we're willing to maybe split it in half with you and, go from there. So now why would I actually, give the seller that credit for the siding? Well, the way I'm looking at it is if I have to put it back on the market, I lost a lot of time, not to mention, if you can see, it's winter here maybe. It's actually snowing out currently. And it's a lot harder to sell a property in the winter. So I want to make the sale happen. So I'm willing to negotiate, but I also don't want to get taken advantage of. So that's why I'm trying to do our due diligence so that we can not get hosed on this deal. So so the big takeaway would be, A, don't get emotional. Don't freak out because they're asking for so many things. Once again, most home buying experiences are emotional for them. You need to be level-headed and not take things personally. And then, go through every line item of the request and, kind of map it out with what the cost is to you. I would recommend doing all the small stuff easy. This way you can just pass that through. It makes them feel like they're actually winning on that. And if there's sticking points with some larger items, really figure out what is reasonable for you to do, and then generally get a couple bids and look at a couple professionals to give you actual opinions on what is really needed, and provide that all, and then maybe offer some kind of credit, meet them in the middle so that they also feel like they win. This way you don't lose time, because time is a key thing here. You don't want holding costs, you don't want all these other things, and especially if it's getting into the winter like it is here, it's a lot harder to sell in the winter in my area at least, and so therefore I'm not losing that. So yeah, so that's what I would recommend. Please, I hope this was helpful. If it is, let me know, and by leaving a comment and also subscribing and smash that like button. Thanks guys, I hope this was helpful, and I'll see you again next time.